my magical woodland creatures. Welcome to my video where we are going to open this amazing box, the Birdmoss box, full of magic and wonder. So stay tuned and find out what's inside. Okay guys, thanks for staying tuned. This is actually the May box. I just didn't get around to it early enough. But let's open it and see what's inside. If you don't know about Birdmoss, it is a subscription box. I pay for this with my own money. This is not sponsored in any way. I have so far loved it. This is my third month, I think. Third, I think. And I have loved it. It makes me want to dress up and pretend like I'm a fairy princess. But anyway, it cost me about $45. This is how it comes packaged very nicely. And inside it says, gather pen, paper, matches. This is the start of it all, when finally dusk begins to fall and muffle the day's noises and needs. It starts with a tug, a beckoning scent, a rustle, the faint rattle of seeds, and you didn't know that you were missing from a story pouring forward in another place. You break the seal and feel the skating brush of a wing. Woo! Okay, so inside on the top, like last time we had a sprig of evergreen. This time we have a pussy willow that completely is annihilated. So I don't know what that's about. We'll see. Okay. This is the beautiful card. I love it. It says the Swamp Sanctuary. Travel beyond Birdmoss's forest, and you will find a place where the ground grows muddy and uncertain. The path is narrower here, and it is flanked by a sign. The gentle-hearted may walk upon this water, for the brutes will be devoured. That's what the sign says. The swamp is a sanctuary, a magicked place of darkness and mysteries. Here there are flowers, scampering creatures, and occasional sunbeams, but also shadows, mushrooms, spiderwebs, and stretches of black water. Someone has built a leaning house of bark between the mossy trees. Ooh, this is exciting. Are we going to meet Shrek? All right, and so every time we have the letter that explains kind of the things we get. I will say this box sometimes is a little enigmatic, you know, puzzling, because you don't want to over-explain things or explain too much, and then it kind of takes away from the magical feel. But sometimes I'm a little confused by things, but it almost doesn't matter to me that much. So let's get started. Let's set the mood. Here we go. All right, so on the back first is a story. Stories say that into a family of 5 or more sisters, a pair of twins was born. Unlike their bright-faced sisters, the twins were dark and downy. At night, they slept entwined, and in the day, they spoke a language of their own making. While other girls sang and circled the maypole, the twins scratched in the dirt, arranging pebbles and seeds in swirling patterns. As they grew up, they stood taller than anyone else in the village. The neighbors tolerated the twins and their strange ways until a newcomer arrived. He promised the villagers new kinds of magic that would make the trees bear heavy fruit. Despite his guarantees, that spring a drought shriveled the crops and parched the forest. When cornered by the locals, he claimed that the twins and their sigils had cursed the fields. After that, the villagers distrusted the twins, turned them away from the shops and thresholds. Rude. Heartbroken, the twins struck out from their village, walking for a day and night. Before the sun rose again, a great thunderstorm descended. At first, the sisters were frightened. But as waves of lightning blanched the landscape and rain drummed upon the leaves, they grew exhilarated. For the first time, they unfurled their wings and took to the sky. So are these twins birds? Because it said they were downy, but yet they live in a village. So, not sure, but this is a magical world, so I don't know. As they swooped, the thunder growled. When they gestured, the earth and streams and plants responded. They stirred up the dirt until the ground became muddy and uncertain. They gave each other new names, Stormswift and Darkening. Seeking vengeance, Stormswift magicked the squelching ground so that it would devour all brutes, bad people, bullies. She called the place Orcus, or the punisher of broken oaths. Darkwind, seeking to temper her sister's wrath. Oh, it's Darkwing, not Darkening, Darkwing. Okay. Seeking to temper her sister's wrath, cast a spell of her own, declaring that the gentle-hearted would be able to walk upon the water. She scattered lily and lotus seeds across the swamp so that the plants could pave a path for the guileless. Thus enchanted, the swamp became the twins' sanctuary. Eventually, Darkwing went off to explore on her own. She settled in a place where no one knows her name. Stormswift remains in the hut she built herself, protected by the moat of the swamp. She sighs with satisfaction when she sees bad actors swallowed by the mud. But for the most part, she lives quietly and self-sufficiently. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Says you dream to the swamp and pick your way across the wet ground. Asylum from the brutes. Pussy Willow Twig. You arrive moments before sunrise. Pussy willows thrive in the swamp. In Birdmoss, perhaps because of its association with water, pussy willow is used to summon rain, but also to protect against lightning strikes. Quicken a twig by dipping it in water to gently shake forth blessings as the silvery drops scatter, soft like a mouse or a squirrel. Well, we still got one little thing on there. So we wet it and we summon blessings. Blessings, yes, blessings everywhere. I love it. Okay. Next, miniature water garden. The swamp is rich with life. Some plants are gargantuan proportions, while others are tiny and whimsical. Plant your own miniature water garden with ferns so minuscule that they resemble moss. You receive a pressed glass bowl with a gentle rippled rim that evokes the surface of the swamp. Wash your bowl and fill it with filtered or spring water. Then spread your ferns on the surface. Place your garden in direct sunlight and change the water on a weekly basis. Got a little glass bowl. Kind of has a tiny bit of a blue tint to it. And this is going to be the vessel for our miniature water garden. And it says something about tiny ferns, and I'm kind of wondering if this is what I'm looking at. So, I don't know, but I think it might be. There's just like some weird organic matter in here. And I feel like this is some plant life that is supposed to grow in our water garden. I don't know. We'll see. I think so. So we'll have to see what happens. Well, this is supposed to be what happens, but unfortunately I killed mine. Next, dried mushrooms in an apothecary jar. You knock on the door to the hut and Stormswift invites you inside. As your eyes adjust to the dim interior, you see that the walls are lined with provisions and supplies. Bunches of herbs, bottles of jewel-toned preserves, jars of wild rice, and dried mushrooms. Stormswift offers you a jar of dried shiitake mushrooms. Add them to your pantry or your altar. She seems very resourceful. So this is our jar of shiitake mushrooms. Love shiitake mushrooms. Let's smell them. Ooh, very earthy. I'm excited to have these mushrooms. I don't know if she has a plan for them, but I'm thinking I might put them in my ramen. Okay. Next, Storm Swift's jottings. The hut's supplies extend beyond foodstuffs. Storm Swift has also amassed all kinds of resources. Patterns for aprons and sun hats, diagrams of garden layouts, books on animal husbandry, stockpiles of beeswax, sewing needles, and soap. You also find her own copious notes, including a compilation of recipes. Okay. Here we have, this says receipts. Does this say recipes? Compilation, but this says receipts. Okay, this is weird because it says receipts, right? I'm not imagining that. It says receipts, not recipes. But I'm assuming this is what they're talking about, right? It's gotta be. All right. Okay, so it tells you about how to use the dried mushrooms. It says first soak in lukewarm water for half an hour until soft. Save the flavorful water to use in soup or rice. Rinse the mushrooms to remove any grit. Add to your recipe. And different things you can do with it. It has shiitake mushrooms with risotto. Has Dutch oven bread. I don't know. I guess we could use that. No, this isn't about mushrooms for this one. And then it has hand pie recipe. Again, has nothing to do with the mushrooms on that one. And then there's a little drawing of a bird. And drawings of all the mushrooms. Very cute. I still don't know why it says receipts on it and not recipes. Like, I feel like, am I imagining it? No. Okay, weird. Glass instrument. A workbench in the corner holds a miniature distillery, some kind of steam-powered clock, and all kinds of blown glass vessels. Your host has been studying the workings of vapor pressure, clouds, rain, and electrical storms. She shows you a delicate instrument and instructs you to cup its liquid-filled chamber in your hands for a few moments. But don't squeeze it, even if you're tempted. Okay. It was in a box on the outside. Ooh, what is this? Okay. Wow. This looks very magical. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with this. It's cool, but I don't know. What am I supposed to do with it? It's supposed to do something and tell you about the weather. Curious. So she says to cup it in your hands delicately. Oh my God, are you seeing this? It's bubbling. It's truly magical. It's all going up to the top. That is so cool. I don't know what this is, but I love it. And then when I let go, it all goes back down. Nope. But if I put, that's crazy. So when I put that, my warmth of my hand makes it all go up into the top. That is so cool. I don't know what this is. Some barometric thingy. I don't know. But it's really cool. I'm mesmerized. That is awesome. I don't want to break it. All right. Arthropod sphere. The swamp is a safe harbor for creeping creatures like insects and spiders. Sometimes Storm Swift lies on the ground to watch their movements. Their lives are short. She finds them beautiful, even in death, and preserves their forms for closer study. She offers you an orb for your own curiosity cabin. She says, my sister also loves these creatures. Sometimes she sends a green beetle to check on me. Okay. Last thing in here is this orb with a beetle inside. Let's take it out of its little protector. All right, so it's like a little sphere, glass sphere with a green beetle inside. Like is this a Japanese beetle? Yeah, I don't know. It looks like one. We got a lot of those around here. So. But I don't know. It's pretty. It's interesting, and I think it's cool. It don't beat that green thing, right? I don't know what kind of, this is not a Japanese beetle. I don't know what this is, but it's pretty. Okay, so it says, exploring the swamp, you find a stash of fish and frog bones. Who else seeks sanctuary here? I swear these things are tongue twisters. It says, a waterlogged hat, a rusted milk bottle, sodden bits of cloth. These are all that remains of the brutes who tried to enter. All right, well, this is awesome. I still have no idea, but I just love this thing. I don't know what it's supposed to do. Look at it. It's so cool. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I love it. I love it. And yes, so I think those little things are going to go in here. Those little weird, I guess they're miniature fern. I'm going to use these mushrooms. Probably I'm going to use them in ramen soup. We like to make that quite a bit, like homemade ramen. So, yeah. Whew, I got chills. So that was fun. I love this. I love this box so much. It brings me a lot of joy. It's completely not practical at all, you know, but in these times, don't we all need a little magic in our lives, right? Right. Anyway, thanks so much for hanging out with me while I open this box. I know I said I would probably only do 3 months, but I think I'm going to do more. I just love it so much, and it's so unique. There's nothing else like it. So if I got like another subscription box, it's not going to be anything like this. It just isn't. And I know I said I'm trying to like not spend so much money, but I'm going to just take it month by month. At least we're going to do one more. Let's see how it goes. But I did get a different box. I got the Yum box, which is like, you know, snacks from different countries. And I've seen it on other channels, but I mostly see it on Rochelle from Onyx Moon Home and Halls. She does it with her family, and I thought, this looks so fun, and my family would love that. So I think I talked to my kids, and they definitely want in on this. So I said, well, you have to be filmed. I'm sorry. So they're like, okay. So in our first country is Greece, which is very ironic because my husband is currently in Greece on business. And I got my nails done, and they were supposed to look nautical, but she had to like change it a little bit. So this is what they look like, silver on here. And these were supposed to be gold, and this is supposed to be a starfish that's gold, but this is what she ended up doing. And they're fine, but someone said to me, oh, they look like Greece. And at first I thought they meant the movie, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, Greece, the country. They do. They totally look like the Greece flag. So Greece is in the air. I think, you know, powers that be are saying I need to go to Greece. All right. Anyway, so that's the first box. So, and it already came in, so I think we're going to be filming it when my husband comes back, and that will be fun. I'm excited. So anyway, I love you guys to pieces. Stay magical. Keep magic in your life, no matter what you got to do, even if you have to pretend, okay? Because that's whatever. This might all be pretend. This whole world might be pretend. Might as well make it fun, right? Yeah. Anyway, love you guys. Bye. My blush looks a little bit bright on camera here. Anyways.